What's up everyone, V here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Blokees Bumblebee and Megatron from Transformers Dark of the Moon. Got a little fun double review for you today because I don't feel like they're enough. They're turning off on me. I don't feel like they're enough to do a separate video on each other because, again, I never gotten around to reviewing these two guys because of that reason. So I was like, you know what? We're going to do a fun little double review. Hopefully we can bang them out real quick. Because again, there's not an insane amount to them. They're just tiny little Blokees guys. But yeah, this is, of course, as you can tell, Bumblebee and Megatron from Dark of the Moon. The best, dare I say the best of them all. I was going to say the best of the first three, but then I'm like, but the last two aren't better either. Although I do love Age of Extinction. I want to lay that out there. I love Age of Extinction. Last Night isn't as good. That last hour is still kind of peak, but Dark of the Moon, in my opinion, is the best of the Transformers movies. Live action, at least. Transformers 1 is absolute cinema. And I feel like another crazy take, Dark of the Moon kind of had some of the best designs. Bumblebee's design was the best. Megatron's, I don't know if I'd say is my favorite, but still a really solid, cool look. Ratchet's look was the best in that movie. I feel like everyone was just popping off, except for Optimus. I prefer when he had the red here and not the gray. I think it's like a reference to G1, but like it don't look as good. But yes, these of course are Blokees, and if you somehow don't know what Blokees are by now, they are little model kit guys. They're not too complex. They're complex enough to where it's not just like you're going to take a solid 20-30 minutes to probably build it, but it's a nice fun ride. I destroy my fingers every time because I'm just not built for model kits. But yeah, I've done a good amount of Blokees on the channel. A lot of the Transformers 1 Blokees, I've got most of them. Again, I only own 2 of the Bayverse ones, and I never got around to reviewing them. So, yeah, and they never will. It's been too long, and I don't care anymore. But these guys, I've just got, so I'm hyped to review them. But yeah, before we get into these two, who are both really cool, but also I do have gripes with, talk about the boxes. And the boxes are always awesome. They got this nice metallic look to them. You got a nice, beautiful shot of Bumblebee. All his accessories. Another shot of Bumblebee. What's that? Bumblebee. Then the little, like, sprues that you get as well. Then same for Megatron. You got a nice look of Megatron. Everything for Megatron. We'll say he does not come with the cloak thing, which is a little sad. I'm a little sad by that. Ugh. I was trying to get one of the pamphlet thingies out of the thing. You ever just touch that, the paper that's in, everything? That's, warnings and choking hazards, and it always just is the worst feeling paper in the world. That's why I just touched. Anyway, here, both of them light up. Before we get into them, we'll talk about their accessories. And they don't really have too many accessories, but again, they're model kits. They're not you know what I mean? But first, they each come with a little instruction booklet. Here's Megatron's nice shot of Megatron. Opens up. You can see all the steps. Again, not too complex, and it spells it out really well for you. But yeah. Megatron comes with one accessory, and that is his gun. But that's all he really needs. Again, he was kind of just doing nothing the whole movie. Not to disrespect my goat like that, but he high-key was doing nothing in Dark of the Moon. He was just sitting there aura farming the whole time until he decided to actually do something and then got his ass whooped. But of course he has his shotgun, which just pegs into his hand, and it looks great. I'm going to keep it in his hand forever because, I mean, it's Megatron with his shotgun. Come on now. That's cool. Again, wish he had the cloth, but also, it's a model kit. and also cloth at this scale would probably be an absolute pain to deal with, and I don't think I got that kind of willpower. So he's cool as is. Bumblebee, however, comes with a lot more accessories. He comes with alternate hands. On him are fists, but he does have open hands, and I forget Bumblebee only has 4 fingers. They're nicely detailed. He comes with the gun, which sadly, the thing with Blokees is that you high-key have to, like, build a lot of the stuff around some of their accessories, and then I'm like, so how do you swap them if you have to build around it? That's the biggest problem with the Iron Man one, if you want to go check out that video. And I'm going to grab him right now just for the comparison. Just reminded me of other figures I wanted to grab for comparison. But you had to build, like, Iron Man's arm gun around his arm, but then I'm just like, but then how do you undo it? I feel like we're still working that out. But yeah, it's cool. I'm not ever gonna put it on. Then he comes with these 2, like, missile things. They got a tab here. There's holes right there. Slide into. He's got shoulder cannons. I'm not gonna slide him in because I'm worried I'm not gonna be able to get him out. Because I'm not too finessed with model kits, so bear with me. And finally, he has an alternate head that has a battle mask. I think this is how it goes on, and it looks not good, so I feel like I'm doing it wrong. But he comes with everything on the alternate head except for the head, and it seems like it's built like this is going to tab into something, and on the instruction booklet, it shows you tab it onto the face. There's no hole here, but on the instruction booklet, there's a face with a hole. So I'm thinking maybe either I missed that there's another face for this, and that's where it tabs in, or it just isn't included. So anyway, because then he has an alternate version of the top with holes to tab into, and the top of the mask tabs into it, but it doesn't look that good. I don't know. Again, I'm not an expert on model kits, but that does seem a bit odd. Anyway, now that we're past the accessories, we're here for the fun part, the figures, but also the build, because they're model kits. So one of the reasons why you buy it, it's that you're building the figure. One of the fun things about model kits is you build them. And how's the build? Honestly, pretty fun. None of the Blokees figures have really made me mad while building them. Again, they're not too complex, but they're complex enough that where you're not flying through it. Because one, which was supposed to be the next video, this video was supposed to be this guy's video, but then I couldn't find something I wanted to do for the comparison. And it was one of those where I was just like, it feels like a necessary comparison, so I'm going to hold off until I find it. He was very simple. Very, very simple. Like, shockingly easy. At least these guys got a bit more complexity. Probably because they're Transformers. A Transformer has more complex design than a Stormtrooper, but still. Pretty fun. Both look pretty good. They both have issues that I'll get into right now, because why are we holding off? Let's start off with Megatron. Megatron looks really cool and is probably my favorite of them, and probably my favorite Transformers Blokees, at least that I own. He feels too flat, especially the face. The face only has, like, is gray and then, like, the little eyes. Whereas this other one, the other Blokees Megatron, had more gold in it, was shiny, and had bigger eyes. I don't know, I feel like either just they should have spruced him up with a little bit of metallicness. I know it's like his, like, grizzly, broken down desert gray look, but I don't know, I feel like the metallic look looks so good. It probably would have been too contrasting, but I don't know. I feel like he's too flat and he needs a little bit of oomph again, especially in the face. But it's a minor critique and it doesn't bother me too much. It's only noticeable when the lights go out because then his eyes are really small. Another thing I don't like the light up feature. I'd rather just have a piece of color to go in there, so it's like lit up all the time, and that's especially a problem on Bumblebee. We'll get into him in a second. He's the one I got the biggest gripe with. But besides that, not too bad. Bumblebee, though, when his lights go out, he looks dead. Because why is he black? Like, why is he just pitch black? Like, I know Bumblebee has darker colors, but I feel like he's got a lot of silver and gray mixed in. So the fact that it's just straight black for the undersuit, or like the under things, I feel like is really jarring, and I feel like it's not right, especially the face. Like, why is his face fully black? I feel like that should have been at least a darker silver, maybe. Like, I don't know, I feel like should have had more elements like this Optimus of like more metallic silver throughout. Honestly, on both the Megatron and Bumblebee, feels like they kind of skimped out a bit on these two compared to those other two. And I feel like it kind of does Bumblebee in. I mean, I get Bumblebee black and yellow, but again, look at, he looks dead without the light on. I don't know. It's a little pet peeve of mine. I mean, it's not too awful. Like, it doesn't ruin it. But again, I feel like he should have had a bit more of like a gray as opposed to just straight, starkly black. Anyway, complaints aside, looking at the actual figures, Megatron, I love. I love how he looks. I feel like I don't really have a proper design. Like, I actually don't. Come to think of it, I never owned a figure of Megatron from Dark of the Moon. So I never really got to appreciate the design in that movie. And honestly, it's not a bad design. It's not lopsided like Revenge of the Fallen, but it's also not the first movie's design of Megatron, which I don't care for. I feel like they really refined Megatron's design down, and I like that he actually turns into a real-world vehicle for once. And you see bits and pieces of that, especially in the feet. You get the wheels there. Got all that nice gray. And I feel like he just looks really cool. Got the wheels and the arms, too. But again, aside from just, like, the dullness of the colors, which I guess kind of makes sense, I feel like the only way to really capture this design is to paint it, to get the rust, dirtied look. But honestly, I feel like he looks really cool. I think he looks really great. And again, sculpt-wise, it's probably one of my favorite Blokees. Definitely my favorite Transformers Blokees. I think my favorite Blokees is the Stormtrooper, which will be getting a review soon. Though again, the Iron Man is nice, but just proportionally, the Iron Man isn't as cool. But yeah, this Megatron, and again, that head sculpt does look great. I think he's awesome. And he's got both the weird claw hands. Bringing in Bumblebee, he still looks pretty solid. Not as good as Megatron, in my opinion, but he still looks really great. Got the nice little Camaro bumper there. Got the B-wings. It's also cool to see this design not in a transformable figure, so you actually get a lot of the more movie accurate parts. Like, again, this area, which never looks that good on a figure because the doors are always so big. And again, it still looks really good. It's got a lot of nice, great detail. Got the little, like, stuff there, the license. I think that was a license plate, you know, where the thing where he pees on a Simmons, you know? Wheels in the back. And again, just... Oh, that fell off. Having a problem with this piece. It keeps falling off. But again, that thing just might be due to my poor building skills. But besides that, again, the details look great. He's got his big stompers. And again, like, at least this scale of Blokees, I don't own the bigger ones, but they have the little chibi-esque. I think that's kind of the vibe. They're like chibi-esque style to them a bit. So they're not like perfect like YOLO Park 1-to-1s, but they're still really cool and really fun. And also cheap. They're cheap as hell. None of them are that expensive. I think these guys were like $15. Yeah, like 15, I think. Not too bad. Articulation-wise, both of them got a ball joint. at the head, ball joint, elbow with rotation. This one, bicep. He's got the more rotation up here. Wrist. Megatron's is a bit weirder. He's got fingers. Waist. Ball joint. Can kick, split, knee, then an ankle. And for Bumblebee, waist, ball joint. Not really hindered leg-wise. Just running through it now. Again, a lot of ball joints, because again, he's a little model kit guy. But again, honestly, pretty solid articulation for, like, again, a Transformer model kit of this size. Speaking of size, I feel like I did that so awkwardly. Here he is next to the previous review I've made, the Marvel Legends Wolverine, and as you can see, they are tiny boys. Black Series, here he is, Anakin. Transformers, you have Thundercracker. And for some 7-inch scale, you got the NECA Pennywise. And the Fonjoy, I keep forgetting if that's Fonjoy. Superman. And for some fun comparisons, here's Megatron specifically next to Transformers 1 Megatron, whom I've reviewed. And here they are next to those previous Bayverse ones, Megatron next to Megatron. And then bring an Optimus in for the comparison to have them together. And honestly, they all, well, aside from him, because he realistically doesn't make sense, they all look really great together. Getting Optimus and Bumblebee together, especially with the brighter colors, look really cool. And then getting Megatron and Optimus fighting, get them light up, looks cool. Recreate that famously long, drawn-out, awesome, and epic final fight between Megatron and Optimus, where he's just like, what does he say? Who would you be without me, Prime? He's like, time to find out. And they have a long, drawn-out, 5-minute epic battle between each other. Psych! He kills him almost instantly. You know what I mean? That's my biggest complaint. I wish they had a more drawn-out fight, but I get why, because the ending leaked and they had to change it. But again, in a perfect world, they at least had a longer than 5-second fight between each other. But it is what it is. Anyway, do I recommend these guys? Honestly, yeah. They're nothing, I don't think they're mind-blowing, but they're a fun time. That's what Blokees are. You know, especially in this day and age where a lot of figures are so expensive, like getting a Transformers figure, you drop in like 25, 30 now. So getting a cool, granted they don't transform, but getting just really cool, fun figurines of Transformers figures for such a cheap price, definitely worth it. Highly recommend them. I'd give Megatron a solid 8 out of 10, Bumblebee a 7 out of 10, you know? They aren't perfect, but they're pretty fun. Anyway, like, subscribe, check out my previous reviews. Expect the Blokees Stormtrooper soon, if I can find everything I want to make that video. Gonna try to be more consistent. Again, if you... did I explain it in this video? I explained it in the Wolverine video, but I had a couple things going on, personal issues, and then I got a concussion recently, so I've been taking a little break from making videos, but I'm back, and hopefully cool figures will release. Another thing that's been stopping me from making videos was just haven't been any cool releases, and I've gotten a couple things, but none of them have made me really want to make a video. But these guys are pretty cool. Anyway, hopefully you have a wonderful day. Hopefully you have a wonderful next day. Peace.